Riley here to remind you to like and subscribe. Look at this graph. It's sad. It's so sad. Sad and pathetic. I've kind of been unsure if I want to talk about the curse of Minky Momo. I just kind of feel like it's in the category of that banned Pokemon episode that gave kids nationwide seizures. It's just like one of those things that everybody knows about, so it's not like I'm bringing anything new to the table. But it's also fun to just go back and look at things we already know. So today we'll be talking about the unluckiest magical girl, Minky Momo. Magical Princess Minky Momo is an anime from the 80s. It aired in 1982 to be more specific. I tried to watch this anime, but there's really no good place to watch it. Like, yes, the anime is on YouTube, but I don't know if something fucked up on my end or if it's just like this. But the sound and the video weren't synced up properly, so the conversations were delayed and weird and it was hard to follow. I looked at Minky Momo's IMDb, but the description for episode 1 is, shows wonderful intelligence of these Troop F, 6 U.S. cavalry horses. At a command, they lie down promptly. In another order, they scramble to their feet. And I know I didn't finish the episode, but I'm pretty damn sure that's not what it's about. But from what I can gather from what I did watch, this girl is a criminal. She dead ass broke into this married couple's home and was like, I'm your child now, and they accept it, no questions asked. Could you imagine if that's actually how it works? Like, I'd break into so many rich people's homes and be like, I'm your daughter now. Don't like it? Tough shit. It's your job to feed and clothe me now. If that's a problem, should have thought about that before you found me in your basement. Now give me $100,000. Actually, this witch cast some spell on them where they're like, yeah, we had a daughter the whole time. Wife, you know my daughter. You two have actually met before. But plot twist, they haven't. Momo is the princess of Finarsa. I think I said that correctly. Land of dreams in the sky. It was in danger of leaving Earth's orbit and disappearing, but because people on the planet lost all their hopes and dreams, Minky's job is to help Earth regain its hopes and dreams. Good luck with that one. However, she fails her hopeless excuse of a mission because in episode 46, she gets hit by a truck and dies. Now, I know I didn't have much luck with the first episode, but I watched the 46th episode here on YouTube, and granted, I was able to watch the full episode no problem. The sound and video were synced for me. Was this one tiny little issue? There were no subs, aside from YouTube's auto-generated subs. Now, I checked, and both of those episodes were uploaded by the same person, Kai Ramen, the ramen eater. This is important because while I was having issues with the audio and video, again, could totally be a me issue. I have dog shit internet and my computer is literally a car radio. But the subs in episode 1 are fine. Like, I could clearly understand what was going on. Which leads me to think at first they were translating it, but somewhere between the first and the 46th episode, they were like, fuck it, YouTube, do your thing. And I ain't knocking that. I'm sure translating all the episodes would be irritating. But if you're just picking and choosing which episodes to translate or not, why wouldn't you do the 46th episode? I mean, that's the one that most people are going to be watching anyway. Even with the auto-generated subs, it does have 5,000 more views. I don't want to harp on that too much. The auto-generated subs make me laugh a lot. I just thought it was kind of weird. My Japanese is pretty rusty, but I think this episode was easy to understand. So I'm going to tell you what happened, or what I think happened in this episode. Watch if I'm completely wrong. Momo lost her magical powers. She's just a normal girl now. Side note, if she lost her power, shouldn't the magic she put over the married couple wear off? Like, the magic is gone, but they're still like, oh, hello, daughter, you are in fact my child, go to school now. Shouldn't they instead be like, who the fuck are you? Get out of here. Go on, I'm calling the police. Get out of here before I hit you with my truck. Did they ever explain this? Because this doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they should not know who she is. Momo has been a little out of sorts all day, due to the shock of losing her powers. After school, she's sitting alone when some boys nearby are playing and they lose a ball. Now, the subs say this boy was playing music, but I think he was asking her to get that ball for them. Momo goes and gets the ball. When we hear a car coming, Momo flinches. That's all she has time to do before we learn it's a small child in a toy car. Then they just actually hit her with a truck. Like, you watch this, and it's like they were anticipating this, like, decades down the line, they'll still be talking about how we traumatized a bunch of small children. All the fucked up weebs will say, I want to see this magical girl get hit by a truck. And watch this episode. Otherwise, why would they be faking us out like this? Why would they do that? Like, oh, you thought that car was coming after her? You're watching a children's anime. Why would we do something so fucked up, like to kill their beloved character? I guess you're right. It was silly of me to think, oh my god, is that a truck? Minky Momo, no! So this girl dies, and I'm thrilled. That's what I came here for after all. And it's still a little fucked up, because even in her death, the magic doesn't wear off, so these parents generally think they lost a child. But no, they lost a strange alien who broke into their home and brainwashed them. There's a funeral and everything. But don't you worry, boys and girls. Momo is reborn into this couple's actual child. So at least she's not a lying con artist anymore. Then, baby Momo has an acid trip about bitches and mermaids and Peter Pan and Santa Claus. Now, I have a lot of questions. I bet you do too. Like, are all the nearby children who witnessed this horrifically traumatizing event okay? Does that little boy feel extremely guilty for asking her to get their ball? Why did they do this on a show for small children? Minky Momo, like many other kids shows, was created to sell toys. After Minky Momo's toys had some not-so-great sales, the toy company, Poppy, if my research is correct, pulled funding for the show. Takeshi Shudo, who, according to Wikipedia, coined Team Rocket's motto, holy shit, I quoted the shit out of that when I was a child. Anyway, this man was feeling kind of spiteful. He decided to traumatize his audience of small children to make a point to a toy company. The truck that hit Momo was carrying a bunch of toys. The camera focuses heavily on the toys that flew out of the truck. Some believe this was their way of saying it's the toy company themselves that killed Minky Momo. This isn't even the last episode. They just continue the series as if nothing happened. Such a ballsy move. I kind of respect it. Now, sure, that's really fucked up, but how is this anime cursed? It just sounds like petty adults making their pettiness kids' problems. They say the day this episode aired, earthquakes struck Japan, all in the areas the episode aired. Pretty creepy, right? It's believed what happened to Minky Momo was so traumatic, the negative energy went into like real life and caused the earthquakes. But that's just some weird coincidence, right? I mentioned earlier, episode 46 isn't the last episode. They continue on with the series as though nothing even happened. The actual final episode of Minky Momo aired May 26, 1983. Now, if you don't know, something kind of crazy happened that day. The 1983 Sea of Japan earthquake, one of the worst tragic events to happen in Japan. It had a magnitude of 7.8 on the moment magnitude scale. Now, I don't speak smart person, but judging by Wikipedia, it's pretty bad. Now, I am just looking at the Wikipedia for this, but historic topics fascinate me. So if y'all want to look further into this and its impact, we can. But we don't have to, up to y'all entirely. Out of the 104 casualties, all but 4 were killed by a resulting tsunami. It struck communities along the coast. Images of the tsunami hitting the fishing harbor of Wajima on Noto Peninsula were broadcast on TV. The waves exceeded 10 meters. That's 33 feet for the Americans out there. According to the wiki, the tsunami reached the coast of South Korea about 1.5 hours after the earthquake, causing the death of 3 people. Minky Momo's final episode aired as this historic tragedy happened. Still think it's just a freaky coincidence? Let me tell you about the reruns. They decided to rebroadcast the anime. You know, as they do, we all love a good rerun. The day they run the final episode again, the Great Hanshin earthquake happened. It measured in 6.9 on the moment magnitude scale, and approximately 6,434 people died as a result of this earthquake. This was Japan's deadliest earthquake since the 20th century, after the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, which claimed more than 105,000 lives. Residents feared returning home because of aftershocks that lasted several days. Every time this anime airs, it just gets worse. Even in real life, Minky Momo is failing at giving humanity hope and happiness. Did Minky Momo cause all these earthquakes? I'm not saying yes, but if I heard Japan was going to air this anime again, I'd be a little concerned. I don't know, maybe they have and it turned out fine and these were weird coincidences. But ever since then, Minky Momo has been associated with this urban legend and being known as that anime that hit a magical girl with a truck. And I personally learned about Minky Momo in a not so great setting either. I learned about Minky Momo through Roro-chan because of her Twitter profile picture being, well, Minky Momo. And if you somehow don't know who Roro-chan is, that's a pretty tragic situation. And we can look into that some other time if you guys would like. Just be warned, she was a kid that committed suicide during a live stream. You don't see blood or anything, but the footage of it is still out there and easy to find, so just be warned. If you do want to research her on your own, proceed with caution. There is an English dub of Minky Momo called Magical Princess Chi-Chi. From what I can tell, it's pretty hard to come by. While you may not be able to enjoy the whole series, you can at least watch a couple episodes here on YouTube. That's about it. See ya!